Columbus, the man who didn't discover America. Christopher Columbus wasn't the first to discover America. That honor belongs to the indigenous people who were already here. Columbus was born in Genoa, Italy in 1451. He became a skilled sailor and navigator. Columbus dreamed of finding a westward route to Asia. He believed this would be a shorter and more profitable trade route. Columbus sought funding for his voyage from several European monarchs. He faced rejection after rejection. Finally, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain agreed to sponsor him. In 1492, Columbus set sail with 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Columbus and his crew sailed west across the Atlantic Ocean. Their journey was long and perilous. They faced storms, hunger, and fear of the unknown. After months at sea, they finally spotted land. Columbus believed he had reached the East Indies. In reality, he had landed in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean Sea. Columbus was not the first explorer to reach the Americas. Viking explorers led by Leif Erikson had arrived centuries earlier. Mistaken arrival Columbus in the New World. Columbus's arrival in the Americas had a profound impact on the course of history. He claimed the land for Spain, marking the beginning of European colonization. Columbus made 4 voyages to the Americas between 1492 and 1504. On these voyages, Columbus explored the Caribbean islands. He encountered the Taino people who were indigenous to the region. Columbus described the Taino as peaceful and generous. However, he also saw them as a source of wealth and labor. Columbus and his men exploited the Taino people and their resources. They forced them into slavery and demanded gold and other riches. This exploitation had devastating consequences for the Taino. The arrival of the Europeans brought diseases to which the Taino had no immunity. Smallpox, measles, and influenza ravaged the indigenous population. Within a few decades of Columbus's arrival, the Taino population was decimated. The Columbian Exchange, a two-way street with a heavy toll. Columbus's voyages initiated what is known as the Columbian Exchange. This was a vast exchange of plants, animals, diseases, and people between the eastern and western hemispheres. The Columbian Exchange had a profound impact on both the Old World and the New World. From the Americas, Europeans brought back crops such as tomatoes, potatoes, corn, and chocolate. These foods revolutionized European diets and agriculture. They led to population growth and economic development. Europeans also brought back to Europe from the Americas tobacco and syphilis. Tobacco became a popular and lucrative crop, but also had devastating health consequences. Syphilis became a widespread and deadly disease in Europe. In the opposite direction, Europeans brought to the Americas wheat, rice, coffee, and sugarcane. These crops thrived in the Americas and became important staples. However, the introduction of these crops also led to the displacement of indigenous peoples and the expansion of slavery. The enduring legacy, Native Americans after Columbus. The arrival of Columbus and the subsequent wave of European colonization had a devastating impact on Native Americans. Millions of indigenous people were killed by diseases, warfare, and forced labor. Their lands were stolen and their cultures were suppressed. Despite these hardships, Native Americans persevered. They resisted colonization and fought to preserve their identities. They adapted to the changing world while maintaining their unique traditions. Today, there are over 5 million Native Americans in the United States, representing over 500 federally recognized tribes. They continue to face challenges related to poverty, discrimination, and the protection of their treaty rights. However, they are also resilient and vibrant communities. Native Americans are making significant contributions to American society in all walks of life. They are artists, activists, educators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. It is essential to remember the true history of Columbus and his impact on Native Americans. We must honor the resilience of indigenous peoples and work towards a more just and equitable future for all.